Today I'd like to talk about the Columbian Exchange. So what is the Columbian Exchange? Why is it called the Columbian Exchange? It has nothing to do with Columbians. It has everything to do with Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus discovered the New World in 1492. When I say he discovered the New World, I mean that he discovered it from Europe's perspective. Of course, the Native Americans already knew it was there. The New World, I'm going to go ahead and circle in red. It's everything in the Western Hemisphere. And the Old World, Europe, Asia, Africa, I'm going to go ahead and circle in blue. So the Columbian Exchange was the diffusion of plants, animals, and diseases from the Old World to the New World. And of course, from the New World to the Old World. So first I want to talk about the diffusion or the spread of disease that occurred during the Columbian Exchange. This is pretty nasty. This is smallpox. Okay. And the diffusion or the spread of disease was mostly a one-way exchange, meaning it went one way. It went from the Old World to the New World. Okay, there were a few diseases that went from the New World to the Old World, but nothing as significant as smallpox, typhoid, and all the diseases that went from the Old World to the New World. Okay, there are estimates that say 50% of the native population died, and there's estimates that say 90% of the Native American population died. So smallpox was very, very deadly disease for the native population, for the New World population. Let's talk about the diffusion or the spread of crops from the New World to the Old World. So I'm going to go ahead and make a little graph here, and the graph represents what we have native to the New World and Old World. So these were already there before the Columbian Exchange happened. So what was already in the New World? You have potatoes, got tomatoes, corn, pumpkins, and sweet potatoes. What was native to the Old World? You had onions, bananas, and wheat. So this is just a short list. It's more comprehensive than that, of course, but the biggest impact was the potatoes. Okay, the potatoes went from the New World to the Old World, and you could grow a ton of potatoes on a very small area of land, a very small plot of land. This allowed the calorie intake in the Old World to increase, which meant a population increase. So following the Columbian Exchange, largely due to the potato, there was a population boom in Europe, particularly Ireland. There weren't even any tomatoes in the Old World before 1492. So Italy had no tomatoes. That means no lasagna, no spaghetti, no pizza. I'm not sure what Italian food was before the Columbian Exchange, but it wasn't any good. Let's talk about animals. What animals were diffused, exchanged, transferred during the Columbian Exchange? With crops and plants, it was mostly the Old World that benefited. However, with animals, it was mostly the New World that benefited. All the New World had prior to the Columbian Exchange, in terms of beasts of burden, was the llama. Okay, and llamas can't hold very much weight. So after the Columbian Exchange, or during the Columbian Exchange, these animals were introduced to the Americas. So we had the horse, the cow, and some pigs. Okay, these are all good for various reasons. Horse was vital to Native American culture, right? Indians quickly became expert horsemen. They became nomadic because of this, many of them, and they started hunting buffalo. Cows, of course, provide milk, and pigs reproduce quickly. So they became a great food source in the Americas. These aren't the only animals that were transferred during the Columbian Exchange. There were also ox. Many beasts of burdens went from the Old World to the New World, which was a great benefit to the New World. So let's talk about the effects of the Columbian Exchange. Let's go ahead and list positive and negative. And this is just real brief. The positive effect, or one positive effect, is pizza, of course. But more seriously, we had the population boom in Europe. Let's go with a negative effect. A negative effect was the Native American population was decimated by disease. Okay, another positive effect was the introduction of the horse, as well as other animals, to the New World. This was beneficial to the New World for many reasons. The Columbian Exchange also led to widespread slavery. All this new land that was going to be colonized, that was very fertile, had a lot of area for agriculture. Agriculture requires hard labor, and so eventually that led to increased slavery, and that is not good. So that is definitely a negative effect of the Columbian Exchange.